Meanwhile, TSM, you know, we brought it up earlier. They are on the edge of the circle, but still inside. Moving out from Hacienda away from San Martin and starting to work their way up. Now, typically, they do like to take the high grounds just across the street from Water Treat. You could see Luke 12 already in that area trying to scout out which compounds are free for them to play from. But they've got Dignitas in between them here, so they do need to be a little bit cautious to start.
Keep an eye on TSM's movement. Well, unfortunate it wasn't there, and then unfortunately for Adapt, the rest of the day wasn't really that much better here. As we see, Mime will get his first kill of the day. Paragua Shoot going to get picked off by Soniqs as they try to cruise through El Pozo. Soniqs with a 2-2 split. They've got the high ground just to the north of Pozo, but leave.
Really learn a thing or two for how to park your car safely from Alo and Penta.
You could. Well, there you go.
Oh.
That's a nice little shift. Hard shift down to the south, so no going up to the north, which east side, just north of San Martin. They can find their way into the west side of the city, maybe work their way up the hill as Black Tigers has taken over the compound at the top of the hill. Actually, that whole area right there getting a lot of love. Black Tigers, Fiumba, all taking the high ground, while TSM and Adapt taking the low. We check in with Soniqs, leaving El Pozo with Synergy right behind them. Shrimzy and Tiggleton already having a spot, a little bit of high ground here. The rest of the Soniqs boys will just come and join them.
I mean, you got Adam really close in this area that's been holding on to this high ground, not only for that extra information, but it has been taking a few pop shots here at the Soniqs members. So Mime and hwinn taking this position. I mean, this could be a spot for them to bully out Adam for that high ground. But, oh, speaking of bullying.
300 having to make that late pull. They end up backfilling around Oath. Did not realize that Oath had stopped down in San Martin. They set up a perfect gatekeeping situation here. Nefahor is down, Late is down, 300 is down as Oath cleans up, and they get the res onto Relo. 4 kills, 4 up still for Oath.
I mean, that dip was not free for 300, as you say. I mean, kind of driving to San Martin, getting a lot of pressure, and I think a bit of panic from 300. I'm not quite sure where to send it through, but good job on Oath for the recovery and for picking up those points.
May have been the shots coming through. They thought that they had a free dip there, but Oath setting up for that very, very nicely and not losing anybody in the process, which is great stuff. We'll have to keep an eye on eUnited as they're kind of taking a very similar path to 300, although they are eating a little bit of blue here just to the east of San Martin. As we see Dignitas still inside the city. They have sent Honey Badger off on a mission to do Honey Badger things, playing the cliffside just off to the north, but yeah, got eyes on eUnited. Actually got eyes on Troglodytes here too, as they're running in between Young Kings and SSG.
Oh, the 3 teams we talk about that can't seem to break apart from each other here on Miramar, all once again opting for the same location. Space Station giving up pressure to Troglodytes. The problem with Troglodytes is they're sandwiched now also between Young Kings. They have sent Rusty Zera out to try to scout a different position. So the problem now comes to Jayu and Kildemo that need to get out of here safely. But with that circle popping, it actually looks like Rusty Zera in a good spot. So all the teams that just migrated south are going to have to reposition and go back north again.
Oh, and the Soniqs haters are just screaming right now as Soniqs going to get another favorable shift. They've seemed to be getting them all weekend long so far, and this one's going to be no different. As we see a few teams already on the move. Fiumba is going to be one of them. They're going to lose Draft King as they make their way through Adapt. Adapt have their weapons in hand, ready to go. They'll pick up 1 kill for their trouble, which is going to be their 12th point of the tournament. Fiumba, for their part, will get the 3 out of there, but still kind of in range here.
Emmy unfortunately took a lot of damage from that rotation. Just a little bit extra there from his teammates, Murado, but they've settled down, and again, not sending dead center. They're playing an edge with a good high ground, a good position to hold, and information gathering for everybody around them.
Oh, all things considered, that could have gone a lot worse for Fiumba there. They survived with 3, but now they might have company as well again in the form of Dignitas. Poonage creeping forward with that Murata. The shots coming through from Adapt, going to actually save Fiumba here a little bit of trouble as Poonage will get taken down, but he's going to be immediately traded out by Sparking as Fiumba will lose another one. Capitan right on top of him though. The spray comes through. It's not going to find the knock, and Capitan needs to be careful as he's going to get pushed up over the top here. Emmy going to try to lead with the Molotov. A 2-prong fight between Dignitas and Fiumba, as Capitan will have time to get the heal off while Emmy continues to dance around here. He's going to try to see if he can provide his teammates some support, get a different angle onto Badger, but now he's got his own problems to worry about. Shinboy will push over the top, and Honey Badger, actually Shinboy, will find the other angle as well, and that's going to be Fiumba cleared out. Can they get the res on Honey Badger, though?
I mean, they've got to act quickly. You can see these tracers coming out, and it's actually multiple teams, Adapt, XD, TSM, and BT, all kind of shooting out in the distance from this, but they should be able to recover quickly.
Worth noting that Adapt, TSM, Black Tiger have not left their positions. Even though they are on the edge of this circle, they're still holding strong. We check back in with SSG on the edge of El Pozo, on the edge of the circle. Young Kings trying to make a long wrap rotation through Pozo. They get split up. They get kind of, they've left and one FPS on the inside of the circle while everybody else was kind of forced to go through Pozo and come through on the north side. But Synergy is also there in a perfect place to do a little gatekeeping. And Fisher, he's found Roth. He's found SSG. Can he do some more work here?
Oh, Synergy had a decent day yesterday. You can see them really trying to pick it up, but it is a great trade here as Fisher falls, and it's now just up to Elite and Pippa. But look at this, SSG, they're focusing on those reses right now, keeping Roth up, and I actually think they're getting a little bit of help from Young Kings.
Ollie RV and Pippa still far away. You see the circle pop. It's going to go far off to the east. Huge hard shift once again. Great news here for TSM and Adapt, as actually TSM already in vehicles, already on the move. I think they realize what's about to happen. They're trying to beat the rush as they send it to a compound right on the other side of the street from Adapt. We keep an eye on Young Kings, however, as this fight for El Pozo is going to have to come to a head.
I mean, all of these teams really need to make that move, and it's not just the three out here in El Pozo. You've got Oath, Troglodytes out to the south, Soniqs in a good gatekeeping position as well. So depending on how long this fight takes, they still have to deal with more threats on the western edge of the zone moving forward. And Poro, it's phase 4. You can't hang out in the blue here.
Well, definitely starts tickling a little bit harder here as we see SSG has managed to get most of their reses. They're going to have to get everybody in vehicles and start getting on the move. Ali RV, Pippa doing the same, but they have nowhere to go except for right into the arms of the duo from Soniqs. 2-2 split from Soniqs right now. Mime and Shrimzy on an island. Mime will find Ali RV. That'll be the first one down. Where is Pippa? Can they finish him off before he does any more damage?
Oh, Shrimzy knows exactly where he is. You can see waiting for that backup. Flashbangs are out. That's going to keep the push coming from too quickly, but Mime, perfect. And Mime had such a great day yesterday in terms of damage and performance. We're starting to see that come out here, but Young Kings just full sending it through Systematicos and surprisingly have gotten through a handful of barriers. The problem now, they picked a compound with TSM.
Oh, dear. Oh, all that Pozo posse sending it in vehicles. They're going to find TSM. TSM's going to find a nice little stack of kills for themselves. Takes no knocks. Now will take no pressure from Adapt as a result. Oath, though, still in the vehicle, still trying to send it from that western side. They're going to send Kickstart and Balefrost a little bit farther in because Relo, well, he looks like he might be stuck here on an island, and yeah, he is going to go down.
I mean, the kill feed is just exploding right now with team after team, trade after trade coming out, and most of that action is happening here on the western side of the zone as teams continue to try to work their way in. You can see Andy Zera taken out now, as well as Systematicos falling. Now, in all of this, though, SG still, Soniqs still managed to keep 4 up, but look at this!
Roth just gets yeeted across the map here. Space Station Gaming instantly eliminated as Troglodytes will go down as well. It's actual just calamity taking place on this western road. Soniqs will pick up 7 kills for their trouble, and now they have the entire western northern side of the road that they can work with.
We're waiting for this circle to close and see where that favor comes. We've had so many hard shifts already this map. Now the problem comes from like what compounds can you play left? TSM and Adapt still gonna have this circle, but I mean Adapt's been kind of broken across the street. So now for some of these teams that are desperate for a place to play out of, could also potentially craft the space because the only other place to really go is that dip that Oath has at the top of that hill.
Keep your eyes on Black Tigers. They have to go somewhere, and it's looking like they might be pushing right into Adapt. Adapt going to try to see if they can get their duo across the street while under the watchful eyes of TSM, and they do. Good smoke wall, good utility play coming out from Adapt, and now we've got three four-man teams all playing a different corner of this one intersection. Now that will probably hold for the time being as we see hwinn giving Tickleton just a little love tap, but they've got to worry a little bit now because Wildcard has still taken this northern side and it looks like they've spotted out Soniqs.
Yeah, Wildcard sent two ahead. Zrayven kind of had that vantage point. You can see now just off in the distance, Maji and Zealot restructuring to try and gatekeep Soniqs out of this position. And Gascans also, keeping in mind, have not left. They're not in the zone. You can see those tracers out from afar as they take those shots there towards Soniqs. But something to note, we haven't really talked about, eUnited still 4 up at the south of the circle, and they also in a position to capitalize on this.
Yeah, this is pretty much a game of chicken right now between Gascans and eUnited. I feel like both of them are looking at the spot where Oath is holding down, but they don't want to be the first one to go because the first one to go is just going to get third-partied by the other one. As looks like Waldo is going to creep a little bit closer, see if they can maybe get a different angle, but unfortunately he's going to expose himself to Soniqs, and actually it looks like Black Tigers has also found an angle onto this as well. Soniqs, for their part, still 4 strong. They're going to find the leading duo of Wildcard as between Zray and TsoK, and if they can clean this up quickly, that could be bad news for Wildcard.
Yeah, the smoke's really benefiting Wildcard right now, but Zealot and Maji kind of receiving a lot of pressure from TSM, Black Tigers, and even Oath every time they try to kind of break back over and help out their teammates. You can see Letty hitting a couple shots onto TsoK because he's just getting some spray and pray into the smoke. I mean, shoot what's there, you might hit something.
Well, utility maybe a little bit out of pocket here for Soniqs for the time being, as the smokes are still down, but you don't really see too many grenades, too many Molotovs coming through to try to clear up what's left of Wildcard. Keeping an eye on that south side. Looks like Gascans decided to avoid everything and just go to street level. Tickleton will find Zray. Tickleton will find TsoK as Tickleton is on fire here. Maji will get spotted by Penta, and now Wildcard in a matter of seconds is down to just Zealot.
Oh, a big problem now is Gascans creeping up from the bottom of the hill, so Soniqs have their attention split just a bit, with the rest of Wildcard going down, getting a little bit help from TSM. They can turn their attention back to the Gascans. Meanwhile, there we go, eUnited finally taking on that position for Oath here in the south, and that circle favoring the crossroads once again.
Pretty much exactly where we thought it was gonna be. I mean, that compound gets so much love whenever circles do kind of tend to go over in this direction, as TSM has just read that like a book from early on here. We'll see where eUnited decides to go, as they still have this high ground, but they've got to deal with Balefrost and Kickstart. Meanwhile, Gascans on the road. Soniqs, I think there's still some high ground just to the north of TSM that they can play, but it's going to go out pretty quickly. So we'll see what they decide to do. Gascans hop into the vehicles. They're on the move.
Yeah, I mean, you really have two plays, like you say, fight for that high ground and hope you have enough utility to rotate down from there if the circle transitions, or do what Gascans is doing and just full send it, hope to find part of the compound that isn't as well defended and occupied, and play from that. Now, this gas station was free and just far enough that they're not really having to worry too hard about Adapt XD just yet, but you've still got teams not in the zone. Soniqs, Oath, and eUnited.
Throwables are the order of the day here, as Adapt trying to send a few over towards Gas to see if they can clean them up. They're going to find some knocks, not going to find any kills though. eUnited has gotten involved with a fight with Oath, but they're going to send 2 down towards Adapt. Adapt, though, is going to spot them out. Corsac, Valiate are out. Soniqs, meanwhile, has pushed down to the south. They lost hwinn to a well-placed shot from TSM, but now they are down to just Shrimzy and Mime, as Oath is holding strong in their shed.
Balefrost, though badly damaged, you can see that he was able to get Tickleton out. Shrimzy and Mime, I mean, they've even if they don't get the chicken dinner here, 10 kills is going to be huge. You see Soniqs at the top of that leaderboard with 56. So if we get a repeat winner, if Gascans manages to pick up a second one here, they're still going to hold that first place position.
I heard yesterday from Gascans that there are, I think it was Gascans, that they have designs on taking second because trying to overtake Soniqs is just going to be too difficult, but Balefrost will find the knock on to Shrimzy. Won't be able to flush it out, but the blue is already here. We'll see if Mime can survive a little bit longer. I don't think he can get that res, but Los will clean him up, and Soniqs is eliminated in 6th place. LosHD has to make this run. He's got the blue right on his back, and there are 4 teams in perfect position to just sit there and stare him down. He'll get knocked low, but the kill will go over to the blue.
And now you've got 3 of 4 teams fully healthy and 4. I mean, TSM even, excuse me, just has a player knocked. So if it looks like they are going to get that res, Alo working on picking Pinta up right now. 4 compounds, 4 sides of the road, 4 teams at a 4-stack. Are we at a potential heal-off again? I mean,
oof.
We're only in phase 6, so we might have a few more shifts that could favor one side of the street over the other.
Well, we are down to our top 4. At least they have all 16 up, so 16 alive. Phase 6. Let's see where the next circle decides to go. And wouldn't you know it, right on top of the compound. So we are probably going to be sitting here for quite some time, Clover.
Now, I think something that is really exciting about this is, yes, Gascans does have a win, but TSM, who we talked about coming into today as a strong contender for some chicken dinners, played this game so well right now, sitting on 30 kills. A win here would throw them up into 3rd place for the day, and that's a great way to start going into these matches. Adapt XD, we kind of joked about them with that potential for a 0-kill win yesterday. I'd love to see a win with some kills from them today.
That would be nice. It would be nice to see them, as we know that they are very capable of getting those kills, mechanically gifted players on that squad. And TSM could even get as far up as 2nd here if they manage to get a few more kills to go along with that win. So a lot on the line here for all of these teams. Black Tigers, meanwhile, they're in dead last. A win here would bump them up from 16th to 6th. So that's a pretty nice little come up for Black Tigers if they manage to pull this off.
Yeah, I mean, it just was not their day yesterday. They really didn't have a lot of chances to accomplish much. I think many times that they try to get into the zone, they just came into areas that were really crowded. They found themselves in traffic jams early through the mid-game or just picked the wrong place to play. And so I'm kind of excited to see them as well make those smart moves to get themselves into the zone like they are right now. But as you say, I mean, this is going to be slow going as teams really wait to see where the circle is going to benefit. And again, who acts first, right? Because you don't want to be the one to expose your weak side here.
Well, the story here is going to be utility. How much do each one of these teams have? They've all got 4 up, but how much do they have left? You can see Black Tiger, after looting up, so only a couple of smokes here, 1 grenade. I mean, I've been kind of watching as we've been cycling through the utility, as far as smokes go, kind of low. Offensive utility, it's, you know, so-so. But all of these teams that are in this position really have kind of been here since Circle 2. So they haven't really gotten a chance to fight, with the exception of TSM, who got crashed. They haven't really got a chance to get any kills or do any additional looting than what they got off the first.
Yeah, and that has definitely got to be that motivation for the teams that want to do something here. Now, the circle has shifted. It's pulling away just a little bit from Black Tigers.
It hates us.
Probably, I think, could be the first ones to be vulnerable. Somehow, miraculously, though, Gascans are still in with this tiny garage.
Of course they are.
I think they just lose a little bit of a corner.
Yeah, they might have a little bit of blue on their backs here as we wait for Phase 8 to come through. Now, it is worth noting with this circle for Phase 9, the dot is going to fall pretty much right there on the corner of where TSM's compound is. So all of these teams, with the exception of TSM, are going to have to try to make across the street, and that is where that utility conversation starts coming in.
Yeah, I mean, those smoke walls are going to be absolutely huge. If anybody has Molotovs or frag grenades, throwing that in response to somebody else's smoke wall, you could catch a lot of players out, but TSN also runs the problem of if you have 12 players approaching your compound at once, who do you attack without giving up your position to somebody else? And that's going to be something that they need to be a little bit careful from. As you can see, everybody just, they all know what's going on.
Yeah, LightShow giving us a little shave and a haircut there. Let everybody know what's what. As you know, it's actually kind of worth noting that TSM did get crashed right there. That crash might be the thing that ends up helping them out a lot, because they were able to kind of add to their total for offensive utility. So the fact that they get that compound, they don't have to leave that compound. Once the smokes start coming down, they now have more Molotovs, more grenades than pretty much every other team down here. So you can see Adapt already have the pans out and ready to go as we wait for this circle to collapse and the smoke wall to come down.
Oh, I'd love to see a pan kill in the late game. It's always so fun. But again, now that garage you can see just in front of Letty and KF9 is in the zone. So they're just kind of waiting for the blue to edge them out and kind of listening for shots on other teams to see where they're going to be. So now that we're going into phase 9, the countdown is on. Teams are going to have to start moving. You can hear the subtle sound of smokes.
Gascans probably in the most trouble here, as they have to go somewhere while Adapt still has a hard cover compound that they can kind of work with and see if they can finish off them. Black Tigers can make their way into this garage and then up into the wall. TSM taking their positions on the wall as well. nicoos, the rest of Gascans starting to creep a little forward here. They get close to Adapt because you can see there's a wall, actually the hardcover wall on the other side that is protecting Adapt, or Gascans from Adapt, so they can't see through that. So this is some really interesting building placement, really, that's keeping Gascans in this, and they are even able to get that res onto Adam, but the re-knock is going to come through from Purdy Curdy, another well-placed grenade, and this is about to be extremely bloody, Clover.
I mean, what better duo than TSM and grenades? As you can just see, it is raining right now. Gascans doing a bit of the same here onto Adapt XD. That's one team no longer have to worry about. The problem, though, Gascans lost everybody except for Hikerman. BT, smoke wall of their own.
There it is.
To cross, and there you go. 1 versus 1. TSM still in their compound here, but look at this utility now coming up from Black Tigers. They held it until the very end.
Well, how much utility does TSM have left? They know exactly where Black Tigers is. A couple of grenades, and this thing is over, but I just don't know what TSM's got left in the bag. You can see the Molotovs are going to come through. They're going to fall a little bit short. Black Tiger using that last bit of wall cover that they have, but the blue has arrived, and look at the flank coming through from Purdy Curdy. He's going to spot one, making his way out in the street here. K9 going to get taken down. Kurt, though, really low, down to 23 HP. He's going to come up. He's going to find 2 as TSM is lighting up Black Tigers, and they get the win with 14 kills.
TSM set that up beautifully. We watched them get to themselves in a perfect position there for the zone. They held off a crash, and they held off sharing that crossroad.